Merda! This is Cooking with Parkinson's. I'm Chef Marty Markovitz. Hello, welcome to Cooking with Parkinson's. I'm thrilled and excited to have you here with me on my first episode. Today I'll be teaching crème caramel. It's a very easy recipe and simple to make and simple to serve. However, with just a little bit extra effort, you can make it special with lace cookies, whipped cream, and some raisins soaked in rum. So let's get to work. The first thing to do is to make the caramel. Water, sugar, and a touch of lemon juice are put into a heavy bottom pan and boiled. But before we put it on the fire, we're going to whisk it a little bit to dissolve some of the sugar and to prevent crystallization. Crystallization may sound like a big deal, but it really isn't. In 40 years, it's happened to me once, maybe twice. So don't really worry about it that much. And remember, caramel is hot, 350 degrees, and it sticks to your skin like glue, so be very careful handling caramel. You can see that there's no crystallization, and the sugar is boiling properly, starting to get a little tan around the edges. That's good. We're going to swirl the pan a little bit. This will help distribute the heat a little bit more evenly. Here the sugar is getting dark. It can fool you though. It may look like it's done, but it's not. If you use it when it's too light, it's too sugary and doesn't have enough character. You'll see that this cooked for a little bit of time until it's cooked enough, until it's brown enough. And when I do take it off the fire, notice that I've got a shallow pan of water to the top there. I tap it just to stop the cooking because otherwise the sugar will self-ignite, believe it or not, and cook till it's black and bitter. I messed up. This is a recipe for 6 and I've got 8 cups there. So not quite enough caramel to go around. But it all works out, and the caramel spreading on the bottom of the ramekins is really not as important as you would think. Here I'm doing a lousy job, but it all works out in the end. The prepared crème caramel, you'd never know that I made such a mess out of this. Also the video recording is not very good, because my hand is in the way. But I'm learning, and little by little we'll straighten out all of these kinks. Next thing to be done is the milk and eggs for the crème caramel itself. Milk and then a little bit of cream goes into the pot, along with about a tablespoon of vanilla extract. Mine is all natural. Please do not use artificial vanilla called vanillin. It's artificial and it's just not the same, and it's not allowed in my kitchen. Now the sugar. Sugar goes into the milk, cream, and vanilla, and then we start to warm it. Don't bring it to a boil or simmer, it's too hot. You're just basically warming this up so that the creme brulee cooks a little faster. Here we're whipping the eggs and egg yolks and getting it ready for the milk to be added. There, it's all done. Now we just have to place it in the ramekins and cook it. Now we have to fill the ramekins. The tricky part will not be the filling of the ramekins, but moving the tray from the table into the oven. The creme caramel, have to be filled all the way to the top. Otherwise, you'll have a very rough time getting them out in one piece. You'll see this later. So what I do is I fill them halfway on the table, put it in the oven, and then finish topping them off while they're stable in the oven. Here are the ramekins in the oven before cooking. Next, we add water to the pan to make it a bain-marie, a water bath. The creme brulee have to cook slowly and very softly. We'll cover them later so that they don't brown on the top. The water should come up about 2/3 of the way up the side of the ramekins. Next, I'm going to check the progress of the cooking of the creme caramel. They should be a little bit solid in the center, not too jiggly. These are not quite done. Now they're done. You can see that there's no bubbles on the outside from being overcooked, and they're just set in the center, just solid enough. They're not too jiggly, they're beautiful. They're not brown on the top, they're nice and white, so they won't have a skin. Next, we'll make the lace cookie batter. The batter can stay in the refrigerator for several days, or if you freeze it, for several months. Next, I'm going to blend the butter and sugar together in the food processor, basically to make a paste. There's the paste. Next, I can add all of the other ingredients and blend again. And that's it. That's your lace cookies. I'll teach you how to cook them very soon. One note on convenience foods. I bought the nuts chopped, peeled, and ready to use. Anytime that there's a convenience food like puff pastry or pie crust, go ahead and use it. Although I could teach you how to make an exceptional pie crust, it's more important that you get involved and cook. So don't let that hold you back. You saw me add about 2 tablespoons worth of espresso coffee. And the reason why I blend the butter and sugar together is once you add the nuts, you don't want to puree for that long. You'll make a puree out of the nuts, and you want the texture. I'm dying. Make patties out of the batter. They should be about 1.25 inches in diameter, and they're on parchment paper so that they don't stick. You can see the oven is at 150 Celsius, which is around 310 Fahrenheit. Here they are cooking. They're not done yet because they're not brown, but you can see them spreading and turning beautiful. Beautifully brown, thin, and very crisp. They'll make your creme caramel very special. And I'll show you how to plate it up. Don't forget, these have to be cooked the day of the party, the day of the meal, because they'll get soggy very fast. Next, we'll plate up one of the plain creme caramel. Take a small knife and run it around the entire edge of the creme caramel. All the way down to the bottom, you'll see some of the brown caramel juice or sauce come out. Make sure you keep the knife straight so that you get everything along the sides. Place the plate on top and flip. Next you got to shake a little bit to get some air in there. Ah, bingo. Beautiful. And that's really all you need to do. You don't need to make the lace cookies if you don't want to. This is good enough just the way it is. It's a vanilla lover's dream. Next we'll dress it up some. We'll do it on a decorative plate with the lace cookies. A little bit of whipped cream. A few raisins soaked in rum. And now the lace cookie. Wow, what a difference. Although it's just as good without all of that, with it, it's really something special and a dessert that you would get in a high-end restaurant. Thank you for watching. To help my aim to help those with movement disorders, like and subscribe. I will put out episodes as I am able. To those afflicted with Parkinson's disease, get up, get interested in life again. Cooking has helped me a great deal. My love and best to you all.